Hello and welcome back to my channel. I recently picked up a couple new things here, some from Sephora, so more like prestige products, and then I have a couple of things in here from the drugstore as well, but I got quite a few things, so I wanted to just sit down and try them with you today. And my big lump of fur over here. Some things are new to me, some things are new in general, so just a handful of random things. So let's go ahead and get into it. First thing I got was the Say Slip Tint. I have this in shade 3 and it's become my like #1 base product that I like. Like now that I've discovered this, I like nothing else beats it. But it's like way too deep for me right now in my paleness, so I got shade 2 just to have like while I'm still without a tan. I didn't see shade 1. I figured I maybe should just go down to like the first shade, but I think my Sephora just didn't carry it unless there's literally not a shade 1, but I doubt that. So I just had to go down to shade 2, so I hope it works a little bit better. But this has basically replaced like all my other like foundations and tints, because it's just like works every single time and it's so pretty every single time, no matter if my skin is nice and clear or like today I'm having more breakouts along my chin, but it still looks good over those. So like no matter what, I just know it's always gonna work. And even like in photos and stuff when I'm wearing this, I just love the way my skin looks. It gives that like very healthy glow, so much so that you can like actually tell in photos too. So I've been missing not having it because I just didn't want to like look like my face was such a different color than the rest of my body, especially like my neck. So I decided to just pick up a different shade. I like how the other one gives me a little bit of like a warm bronzy tint, but it was just starting to look so like wrong. I do feel like it is still not that light. Like I still feel like my neck is even lighter. But like I said, they did not have a shade 1 in my store. Like they didn't have like a place for it. So I just grabbed this one. It will be better at least than 3 until I get a little bit of a tan. And I like applying it with a wet beauty blender. I just feel like it kind of melts into the skin the best. Or with my fingers as well, but I don't think I really like applying it with a brush. The next thing I got was from the drugstore. I got the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser. This is the pink one. I keep seeing this on TikTok. And I have decently dark circles. Like I feel like they're kind of like grayish, bluish. So I figured I'd try a color corrector. Like I feel like I'm at the point where just regular concealer doesn't really like do it for me under the eyes. I just add a little bit to like brighten, but it doesn't get rid of that dark blue gray color at all. And so I was hoping that this will actually correct it. Just blending it with my finger. Use my beauty blender. I feel like it definitely brightened. You can still see some of the, like I still have that line of dark, but they just look a little bit brighter. It's not anything crazy, but I do feel like I just look a little bit more awake under my eyes. And I like the texture of it. It's a nice thin texture. It doesn't feel like heavy or anything. Some correctors I feel like are that like more thick cream feeling, and I don't love that, especially because I'm so creasy under my eyes that I don't want to just like put a thick cream on. But this one's nice and thin, so it like sets really well under the eyes. It's like basically undetectable on the skin and just gives you a little bit of brightness. So first try, I like it. I'm gonna put a little bit of concealer over it. I didn't get like a new concealer or anything, so I'm gonna use my little Hourglass mini and conceal some of those breakouts that I'm having around my chin, kind of like my cheek. The slip tint definitely has a little bit of coverage to make your skin look a little bit more even, but it's not much. It's just a tint in the end. So, and then I'm gonna go over that corrector as well. The Hourglass concealer definitely has really good coverage. It's just a little bit more like drying and matte than I'm used to, but it is pretty on the skin. Like, it's a very airbrushed finish, and I do like that it really does like conceal my breakouts. My under eyes are looking nice and bright as well. Next, I got the Tower 28 Sculptino Soft Contour Cream. I got this in Broad. I believe that's the lightest shade. And I was pleasantly surprised at how like affordable this is. I think this was like 20 bucks. I realize it's like pretty small, but I feel like I never really finish all of my like products anyway. Like, it's very rare that like I hit pan on anything before it starts to get like gross and old and expired. So I'd rather have a little bit smaller of a size for it to be more affordable like that. So I've heard really good things about this. This is a newer product, and I love my cream bronzers, cream contours. So I'm gonna go in with my Merit brush that I always use for my cream bronzer. So far it has really pretty like pigment. It kind of packs a punch without being like too much where it gets carried away at all. But I mean, I feel like the amount of like pigment and how easy it is to apply and like blend out is very similar to my NARS cream bronzer that I love. I feel like the shade is decently similar too. I think it's a little bit warmer, but a really pretty tone. I'm glad I got the lightest shade because it's a nice little bronze on me, but not too dark, just a very like natural bronzy shade. I like that a lot. It blended out really nicely. I feel like it's very similar to the NARS Laguna bronzer that I love. Maybe like a little bit drier of a formula, but not drying, like not in a bad way, just feels a little bit drier when you dip into the pan, but I like it a lot. I like the shade. I feel nice and bronzy, but it still gave me some like definition, some contour. No complaints on first impressions. Also just love this packaging, and I feel like this is gonna be like super nice for travel as well. It's a pretty like perfect everyday cream bronzer. I like that a lot. I'm gonna add a little bit of powder. This isn't new to me at all. I really like this Ilia powder, but I got a cream blush, and I don't think I've tried that trick yet where you do the powder first and then do the blush on top. I don't think I have tried that yet, so I want to do that today. I usually just apply all my creams first and then powder, but I'm gonna do a little bit of powder first and then do my cream blush on top. Mostly just under my eyes and down my T-zone where I get oily. And then the new blush that I got is the Soft Pinch Matte Liquid Blush from Rare Beauty. And I already have a Rare Beauty blush in Joy. It's this one here. I believe it's the dewy formula, but this one's the matte formula. Usually I'd go more dewy, but I feel like with the slip tint and with all the other like glowy products that I always use, I feel like I could just make it dewy if I needed to. But this one's like a very obviously bright, more corally pink tone, and I love the formula of that, but I wanted something just a little bit not as like bright, because I always want to use that one, but I don't always want to go like corally. So I got this one. It's called Grace, and it's just like a more deep berry tone, and just for like something different. So I usually just apply it with the applicator, but just not apply a ton because a little goes a long way. and then blend it out. Like that was even too much almost, but I feel like it blends so easily, and I feel like even if you apply too much, you're able to like continue to blend and it kind of blends away. You can make it look more natural. So I'm gonna also take what's left over on the brush and like put it a little bit on my eyelids and on my brow bone. I just feel like that looks pretty. It doesn't seem to have any issue blending on top of powder at all. But I am gonna take a clean foundation brush and blend that out so it's a little bit less bright. So the difference there blends into like a really natural cheek. Yeah, I like that shade. It's just like a little bit different of a vibe than that bright corally color. So I'm glad I have another one of those to play with for like different occasions and different looks and stuff. And then from the drugstore, I got the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Glotion. Another thing that I see people talk about all the time, and actually the makeup artist that I work with and do events with uses this on like almost every client, and it's really, really beautiful. So I know you can use this to like mix with different foundations or just moisturizer for like a glow, or just use it as highlighter, which is what I'm gonna do today. I felt like with the like dewiness of this lip tint, I didn't need to like mix this with this lip tint. I felt like that almost would be maybe too much glow. So I'm just gonna use it as a highlighter today. But I was excited to get this because I do have a wedding in about a month to attend, and my dress is like a tank top, like almost spaghetti strap kind of, so it'd be pretty to mix this with some moisturizer and put it on my arms and like chest and everything for some really pretty glow. So I like how versatile this product is. I can't believe it took me so long to pick up, honestly. Yeah, it's a very like understated glow. It doesn't have like these large chunks of glitter in it or anything. It's just like that really lit from within glow that I really love. I know a lot of us really love. So super excited to keep experimenting with this, but really pretty as just a little bit of like a healthy glow on the cheeks for today. I didn't get anything new for the brows, so I'm just gonna fill them in a little bit with the ColourPop brow pencil. I feel like I overplucked a little bit on the end of my brows this time. I don't really know how I did it. I'm not usually an overplucker. I'm usually pretty good at like keeping the shape really nice and thick, and I like to keep them as long as possible because I feel like it just suits my face the best to not be like cut off here. But I definitely just made them a little too like short. And I know that's kind of a trend right now too. I see a lot of people like shave off the end of their eyebrow to kind of give them that lift, but I definitely did not try to do it. I like to keep them as long as possible, and it was a total accident of just getting too many hairs here at the end, try to clean up too much where I like shortened them. So not too happy about that, but I guess that's why we have brow pencils. And then for just some fluffiness, I'm gonna take the Merit little brow gel and just run to the room quick. Okay, I'm gonna curl my lashes, and then I did pick up a new mascara. I feel like I haven't tried a new one in a while. I just had to throw away the L'Oreal Lash Paradise one because I realized how flaky it is. It kept like flaking into my eye, and I always felt like I had something in my eye, and it was so annoying and obviously very uncomfortable. So I liked the way that it made my lashes look, but it just, the flakiness, I mean, I was already like running out. I almost used it all up, but just the flakiness I couldn't handle anymore. Especially if you like did your mascara and then wanted to go back and just do like a little bit of eyeliner. I feel like sometimes it's easier to do eyeliner after your mascara, so anytime I tried to do that, you touch the lashes and they just like flaked all the way down. So I had to get rid of that one. So I wanted to try a new one. My best friend, Jackie, loves the Rare Beauty one. So I picked up the Rare Beauty one. I kind of wanted to try the Tower 28 one. I've heard that one's really good too, but the wand is just not really the vibe I usually go for. I like the one with like the bristles like this. So this actually looked right up my alley. So I'm gonna try the Rare Beauty mascara. My eyelids are very creased. The only thing about that slip tint is it's super creamy. Sometimes kind of creasy, but I'm willing to take that because I love the way it makes my skin look. That really lengthened them. That's really pretty. I feel like the wand is like the perfect size too. I like a nice thick brush, but this one's just like a little bit smaller so you can actually get in there a little bit better and get every hair. And I like how it separates them too. Sometimes I get a little clumpy with these wands because they tend to put a pretty thick coat on. So sometimes your eyelashes just get so like stuck together and look like big clumps. But this separates really nicely too, but gives you lots of volume, thickness. I really like that. And a lot of times I'm not too blown away with mascaras. I'm kind of like, this really pretty. Just like the way that my lashes look with it. We'll have to see how it wears obviously and see like if it flakes at all, but it doesn't feel like a dry formula or anything. It feels like a nice like wet formula where it's not just gonna like flake off. So we'll see, but I love the way it made my lashes look. Really nice. I love that. Good recommendation. Kobe came to say hi. How was your nap? Okay, and then I got a couple lip products. So I love my Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip liner, but sometimes it's just like a little bit too pink. I wanted like a new everyday, more nude color, and I got the Makeup Forever like artist pencil in Endless Cacao, and that one's almost too cool tone for me. I thought that would be just a nice like everyday outline shade to just like define my lips and kind of go with any like lip color, but it's just like a little bit too gray, a little bit too cool. I feel like I just look like dead with it on. So I know the iconic nude shade of the Charlotte Tilbury lip pencil is super popular, and when I swatched it, it looked like a really pretty shade and just not so cool as the Endless Cacao. I'm hoping this is kind of what I'm looking for. I feel like this will just go with everything and be really pretty with just like the lip gloss. And I already knew I liked the formula a lot, so. And I even like to like fill in a little bit too, especially if I'm just gonna be putting like a clear gloss over. But that's really pretty. It's cool toned, it's a nice nude, but it's just not as like gray. It's more brown than that one. So I feel like it just suits my skin tone a little bit better. I like that a lot. I feel like it's gonna be really pretty with just a gloss as well. I do like that artist pencil for an eyeliner. I think it's a really pretty liner. I just don't love it as much on the lips, but this is, I feel like just a little bit more suiting to me. So. And then I got two other lip products. I always say that I need like a true red lipstick. All of mine are such like a bright red. I wanted like a true, deeper, classic red. So I saw this at the drugstore. This is the L'Oreal Color Rich. And this is in the shade Avant-Garde 203. And it looked like the perfect like actual red. So I didn't really get this, you know, for every day or anything. I got this mostly for special occasions and stuff, but I guess I'll just try the shade. Probably take it off because I don't really need a red lipstick on today, but I just needed a classic red lipstick, and I loved the little packaging of this. Like it's small and sleek. It's really pretty. It's very comfortable. It's definitely matte, but it's not drying at all. It's so, so comfortable. And I like that it's not getting everywhere. Like, I feel like every time I put a dark lipstick on, it like sticks to my teeth so badly. And I keep having like go like this, but it's literally not doing that at all. It's just staying right in place. Super comfortable. And I love that I have like a true red lipstick, and it's really pretty and obviously super affordable because it was from Walmart. So this last product actually goes perfectly. I got the Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm. I know these are, again, super popular, super like viral product, but they just came out with, I think, like 2 new shades. So this is one of the new shades, I believe. It's the cherry one, so it's red. Obviously it's gonna go perfectly over red lipstick. But I thought it'd be really pretty to have this as just like a little wash color when I need it. Colby. But I love my like Rhode Lip Peptide treatment. I love how glossy that is, and it's like, you know, a lip balm and gloss in one. So it's hydrating as well, but sometimes I just need something in my purse that can hydrate and be like a nice gloss as well, but has just like a little bit of color. So I was missing that like tint aspect of it. So I want to try one of these out, of course. It smells literally heavenly. I'm gonna have to try it alone as well. Let's just try to make this matte lipstick glossy. I want like the more like nudie brown shade of this as well, but they're always out every time I go to Sephora. But I'm hoping that it's not too crazy of a tint by itself, that I can just put it on and it's like a little red tint, not like a full red lipstick or anything. We'll have to try it by itself to see if that works, but over this is really pretty too. Just made the matte lipstick nice and glossy now. But it's super creamy and it smells so good. Feels more like an oil. So that's the finished look. It's not really like supposed to be this like cohesive look. I just wanted to try all of these things and give you kind of my first impressions, and I really loved everything. Obviously I'm gonna have to keep trying them out and seeing how they wear and stuff, trying them in different ways, but I feel like everything I got has already like good reviews, so I'm not too surprised that they, you know, are actually good. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and enjoyed trying some new products with me. It's always fun to get some new things. Let me know if you've tried any of these things, what your opinions are of them. And don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time for another new video. Bye!